Good morning, guys. CallOS 1991 back here for another round with the RCR World Tour. So what we're going to do is I've just played my first round there yesterday, so we're sitting at tied ninth at the moment, 8 under par. Not a bad spot to be in. It's definitely nice to be back in, looking in the top 10 again, and hopefully a chance to get back inside the top 10 overall in the tournament. So what we're going to do is just going to hop into the second round. So we're going to play the second round. Going to give a few updates to do with the society itself, and going to go through the leaderboard then at the end of the round. So we're just going to head straight back in right now. Some fantastic scores that came in round one. I mean, wow. Now I know I probably could have played a little bit better than the -8. Had a few funny little shots throughout the round. Hit a 2-iron like 230 yards into a gale force wind uphill, which made no sense whatsoever. Led to a very disastrous bogey, and then I think it was the next hole or 2 holes later, off a perfectly flat lie, hit a straight shot, perfect with the duck hook left into the water. So definitely, I definitely know I could have scored better, but I think to bounce back and hit 8 under par in the first round was definitely a good way to finish the round. Definitely a testament to how my play is starting to improve a little
ladies and
bit again
gentlemen.
now that
I hope you're ready for some golf
project
because it's almost guaranteed to be a good time.
I've played a couple of
Here
rounds
on the TGC
more than I would have over the last couple of days. So at
Our
least with
second
that,
round
my
action is
putting's
just
definitely
about to
gotten
kick
better,
off.
which is
Let's
I think
get down to
the
that
kind of
first
sore
tee, see what
spot in
happens
the game, or my game, I should
And
say.
now let's pick up on the action down
One thing I
at the
noticed even
first
I was playing
hole.
a match play event, just it's one outside in these societies, and actually I'm just gonna get rid of that ghost. Know who you are, but you're gonna ruin my video. Remove player. So yeah, I was playing a match play event against a guy from, I think he's on the European tour of the TGC tours, and putted so bad.
This is looking
First round,
fairway bound.
ended up tying with him. I hit the bird 5 of the last 6 holes just to tie the match, and I mean, none of them were like,
And about 140 yards to
turn
go.
around and go, wow, that was a great putt or anything like that. I mean, they weren't. I mean, I hit some great shots in that left myself about 5 feet away that, if I missed the putt, I would have been kicking myself. So, yeah, I mean, it was definitely my long game was definitely the reason why I was doing well there. So we had a playoff round, played that last night. Putting actually showed up last night, and shot 14 under and won the round 1 of the first game. So I have that second one coming up later on this week, so I might actually play that. I play that after this round actually. It's playing it on my home course, so Old Head. So I would expect to at least play well there. At least I'd like to think I've got it in me to win there. So here we are, our first hole, second shot in the fairway. 142 yards out into breeze. To make sure I at least carry it, but I don't want it to go too far. I'm just going to hit it.
Going with the 8-iron.
Tugged it a little bit. Thought that wind would move it a bit more, but it seemed to have landed a bit short. Wow. Okay then. Wind obviously was going to do a bit more than I anticipated. Not the greatest way to open up,
35
but
feet to
again,
the cup.
it's an uphill putt, and it doesn't break too much either, which is a good sign. It gives me an outside chance at least to hold this, or at least get it close. So we've got a bit of break off the right hand side at the very start, which is essentially going to be irrelevant. A bit of break there, left to right. Is that double back? No, it doesn't. Okay. So what have we got? 35 feet. Good. Turn. Ah!
That was very close.
Looked good all the way. I thought I might have a chance of holding that, but
About 6 feet to go here.
sadly not to be. I just gotta make sure we keep the wind back. And she goes.
Putt
Okay.
will drop the putt.
Nice start to the round.
And starting the round off with a par. And as we check the leaderboard, our leader currently is sitting at 25 under.
Okay, so the second hole here. So this Valhalla itself, I suppose, as the members play it. This actually plays as a par 5, but for the USPGA, the last one was on, I think it was 2015, and that's when Rory won it. This hole actually played as a par 4, so this is the way
so far so good for this one.
So it was perfect. It was the perfect course to use for the PGA this season. Nicely down the middle of the fairway. There is a baby's bottle in the way of that
about
the right corner down there.
yards
So I'm not sure how far that went. It was definitely over the 300 yards. Now I'm very tempted to get a bit adventurous with this. I mean, it's easy to tap it out here, but that's still a chip shot over that ridge down towards the hole, so I'm thinking maybe just have a crack at it, and if it doesn't work out, I've kind of left myself maybe in a better position to chip this on, so I'm going to give it a whirl.
And this is a 4-iron.
It's turning, come on, turn a bit more. So close, so close.
Not enough club on that
at least
one.
I think we're in a better place to chip this. I don't have to negotiate that big hill there on the slope on the right hand side. I need to make sure I get this out. Spin back, spin back, spin back, spin back. There we go. Whew. Sometimes those bunker shots are
very nice
stops
play.
It doesn't spin back at all. So that was a little worrying, but look at a pair. I mean, probably with a pair, but head up the fairway, so I just need to
right where he is, even par after that
need
hole.
to make some shots happen for me.
Now let's see what this third hole has in store.
I think that was the best. That was the smart option to go with there. It didn't cost me anything. I feel temptation. 2, 1, 5 down through. Like that's getting that close as well. Just try and lock that up a little bit. See if I can just coax that onto the front edge.
I think that's a 5-iron.
Just turn towards the flag. Sit. It's probably as good as we could hope for there.
And that shot will be on the green with a fair amount of distance to make up to get that
I need to at least start making a few birdies because I need to start getting back inside those top 10s again. I mean, my position at the top of the points in the earnings list is really under threat now. I mean, it's been under threat for some time now, but it's starting to get to crunch time towards the end of the season where I may end up losing it. I'm feeling good about that there now, so let's just give it a ride. Wow. Did not see that break at the start. Maybe should have paid more attention to that.
This one's about 4 feet from the cup.
Yeah, it looked flat from there, so yeah, no, that's my own fault. Took it for granted, which I'm usually very good at not doing, is taking it for granted.
And the putt will
sure that everything is as it
and he's going to stay right there at even par after that hole. And looking at the scoreboard here, our current leader sitting at 25 under.
But yeah, so we've done a recent update actually on our Ryder Cup team. So I'm actually just going to picture the phone here and pull that up at the moment. But yeah, I mean the Ryder Cup team is getting really tight at the moment. There is some unbelievable golf in play. There's a couple of guys there that are in the hunt to try and make their way onto the team, and it's getting very tight down there towards the bottom of the list. Even up the top, I mean, there's guys there jostling for the the number 1, 2, and 3 position are completely all up, like Cape Barron up there. I could safely say they're guaranteed their positions, but at the same time, no one's guaranteed.
And
Top seed,
nicely
no
done.
one's
Looking
guaranteed
like we'll have
the
some
number 2
fairway
spot,
here.
so it's all to play for in that respect. Come on.
No, it's no good. I thought that shot was heading to greener pastures than
Missed
this.
fairway there again. Wow. Another tough pin position. Oh my god. Now this, yeah, I really should have taken that 3 without. I would have rather hit the lob wedge. I might actually just do it and pull a bit off it. Okay, so what have we got? 85 yards. Out of the rough is going to affect it a little bit anyway. It's into the wind, which is also going to affect it. So I'm just going to lock it a little bit. Don't know if this is going to be too much or enough, but is the wind even doing anything to it? No. Spin back. Come on. Be a good boy.
From 18 feet.
Just not clicking. But so yeah, so the Ryder Cup team, there's 10 events left to play. All to play for really, especially for those guys who are just outside the team at the moment, or the guys who are even just inside it. I mean, they've really got an opportunity now to solidify their spot in the team. The other guys have an opportunity to creep inside the team, so it's going to be an exciting finish to the season for sure. So what we have the team at the moment is it's actually myself, number 1. Now I'm also the team captain, but that doesn't guarantee me a spot. Thankfully, I've managed to play
3 feet away.
well enough, especially in the early part of the season. I won quite a few events. The last event then I won then would have been the Players' Championship. So I won a few events that that's what I really needed to win to put me in this position. Number 2, then we have Hippie-Stein, who has who's kind of taken my mantle away from me a little bit.
Okay, let's see what the fifth has in store for us.
Just absolutely killing it. Absolutely killing it. He's just playing unbelievable golf and has won a array of tournaments in the second half of the season.
Looking pretty good so far.
Come on. I'm not clicking today.
That's a bit unlucky there. That's not what I thought we'd have on our hands.
Damn it. Okay. Okay, so we got 138 yards, 10, 142. That's going to be a problem as well. So I'm just going to lock that up. The Windows thing as well. And hoping I had a pretty decent shot here. Is it long? Not long enough.
And just not enough club on that one.
I'm thinking I'm going to putt this. I know it's on the fairway, so we've got a bit of a slightly longer grass to run through, but it's not a hard putt. Just need to be. Oh, come on! What have I got to do to make a birdie that the 5 holes in and still even par?
That putt's going to drop the par.
Wow. I need to.
And he's going to stay right
make
where he is.
Charge here soon.
After that one.
So number 3 on the
setting up
list is Cran NDCCLXX. I have no idea what all that means, but it's Mark Custard, who's on the World Tour and TGC Tours. So he's in our number 3 spot at the moment. A good bit of separation actually there between
short stuff.
Between 3rd and 4th spot, so I reckon he should hang on to that position no problem. Then number 4, then we have the LLX Troy, which is Paul Chambers. So we have like the top 4 to 5 positions are actually all GB and I. So we have myself and Steve North, who's at number 5, both representing the Irish very, very strongly there. Then we have Hippie-Stein and Cram there, 2 and 3 representing England, and we have Halden, which is BLX Troy at represented Scotland very strongly there as well. So very, very good representation of on this side of the pond at least for the first 5. And then what we do have then at number 6, then Aces Are Wild, which is Michael Flood, one of our US members. Absolutely fantastic course designer for one, and a great player then along with it. So a bit of a double threat guy. And we're actually going to be playing one of his latest courses later on in the season,
the 6 iron,
which is his version of the Robert Trent Jones Ross Bridge, which looks absolutely phenomenal. I still haven't played it yet. I've seen videos of it. I'm going to play it just to, I suppose, get to grips with it. But it's a fantastic course. It looks like it plays really, really well. It's about 8,000 yards long, but before you freak out, it's all elevation. So essentially, if you take out the elevation, it plays. It essentially plays a little over 7,000, maybe 400 or 500 yards. So it's definitely not it's not a bizarrely long course once you take out the elevations. So looking forward to that. Then again, we have number 7 then, which is sniped again, 007, which is Eric again from across the pond, Ohio I think he's from, which I learned yesterday. He's been playing incredibly well lately as well, making some good moves on the TGC tours as well. Who's in at number 7. Then we have Coco, I think that's how it's supposed to be said, which is George Rodriguez. Again, over that side of the pond, playing incredibly well and doing very, very well lately as well. A good couple of top 10s in important tournaments, and really solidifying his spot there. At number 8. Then at number 9 we're back again across to this side of the pond again, representing England, is M Scarn FBI, which is Cook, who's taking our number 9 spot. And then at number 10 we have Gorman's 111, which as far as I remember is representing Holland, which is again a very European looking team, which I kind of like to see. And then in the hunt, then we have a couple of guys there who are literally just on the outside.
It's about 6 feet to
moment,
go
which
here.
Is, we like a Rough NC, Bob Jono 73, Trojan 61103, Badge Racker, Bosty 73, G Killas, and LFC Collins. So there's a good couple of players there that have a very chance of making the team. Like the team at the moment, it's not certain yet. I mean, who's to say some of those players won't actually end up making the team.
Let's see what the 7th has in store.
We also have 2 wildcard selections as well, so there's plenty of opportunity there, guys, to make this team. Plenty opportunity. So see, where's that pin position there again? Is that front? Right. Okay, I was going to attempt to maybe take it off it, but no, we won't. We'll go out here. We're going to try at least birdie.
It's looking like it's heading into the fairway.
So this is actually a hole. Yesterday I had a relatively flat line now. I don't think I'm near it here, but I think it was just a little bit further up, and it was nearly a perfectly flat line. Hit perfect, nearly dead straight. And somehow managed to find myself way over in the water. That's a nice shot down there. Can't take that. Let's just try and get this thing back in here. Yes, pin. Spin back, come on.
And about 5 feet from the cup.
To go on the par through 7 holes. Badly needed. And we at least get us on a run. Excellent. For the birdie. In she goes. There we go, first birdie of the day. Took long enough. I ironically, just outside the top 10.
We find
So
ourselves now on the
we have
8th hole
birdies there to get us back inside. Oh, he really doesn't. The designer did an absolutely fantastic job here. He really didn't want to give too much away, did he? I can't for the life of me figure out how some of these players shot some of these scores. They must have played some super golf, but I'm just gonna see where is this gonna bring me down. So it's a let's check that again. Okay, so that should land me there. I'm hoping this is gonna land me somewhere here. Play it maybe just a little bit left here. The wind brings me around, not around too much of the slope can't.
And this one's looking pretty good.
Sit. Okay, look, we're on the green.
And this putt's for birdie.
Let's say chance again. Just gonna put that. So we also have quite a few changes in the works coming up for next season. That's for sure. Been trying to, I suppose, just trying to figure out how we can make this better. The society, I mean, while obviously working off the what HP Studios have actually given us in the game. I mean, at the moment, what I can see, the only people left really playing the game are ones who just really love the society aspect of it. The TGC tours, the other societies that are run by society presidents like myself, then the kind of match play tournaments and stuff like that that are run outside of it, and then you have the course designers. And those are the only people I feel that are actually left playing the game. So I'm just weighing up my options lately, what I can do to actually improve the society for everyone. So I've been making some progress towards introducing this society onto PC. And so at the moment we have the RCR World Tour on PC. It's not playing the same schedule as us at the moment, simply because we're only about 10 events away from finishing the season. So what I've done is I've literally just put in some mock events that we will play throughout the season, just to kind of let that establish itself. So there's good, last I checked, the last event was about 24 players played it, which is fantastic. So I mean, if we can combine the PC with the PS4 and do it that way, I really think you could just add a new kind of dimension to the society and hopefully improve the experience for everyone else as well. So we're going to have a go here. 24 feet down. Just going to try and keep this one inside 5 feet. Go on. What have I done? What have I done there?
That was about a 7-footer.
That one that was there looking on the right hand side, showing me how far it was down the road. That one foot just freaking me out. I'm not going to lie here, so
and that one's going to go. And after that hole, 1 under for the day.
Still going on the par.
And now the 9th hole.
Not going over well, to be 100% honest with you. But to be honest, I don't think I even.
Those seems looking pretty good.
Positions to be able to the birds. Next to the area once we
From here, about 105 yards.
Hand on my heart and say that's the reason why I'm not scoring out here. I know last night when I was playing that match play run, it was very similar actually. I putted very well, and I had an opportunity to hold a putt. I took it. I missed the odd one or two. But then, like, when I missed it, there was just found it impossible to score. I'm just kind of feeling that right here now as well. So I'm just going to go and hit this gap wedge. That will be the number.
That looks like it's going long. safely on with a fair distance still to go.
That was someone else's ball that was spun back down. I've seen it before in shots in that another person's ball will arrive in there, trickle down the hole closer, or trickle down the hill closer. Mine just gets stuck. So right here, 70 meters down.
Oh, that was close. This putt's about 7 feet to the cup. And just missing.
Derailing a bit here.
This one's about 2 feet from the cup. And now let's take a look at the leaderboard.
Not feeling good about
Look at
this.
that hole. He's going to go up to even par. And as we check the big board here, our current leader is sitting at 25 under par.
We got 279. The driver, perfect. Let's just get a birdie again.
Well, this one's looking like it's finding the fairway.
Start to disappear right from underneath, that's for sure. So this right is never going to reach my phone. Not that. Although, not close. I got it. Knowing how my phone has been the last couple of holes, probably wouldn't have suited me too well. With the gap right and block it out there. Get in! Oh, come on! The golf gods, please shine on me for a couple of minutes here.
Let's see how far we're shaping up on the leaderboard. And after that hole, 1 under for the day.
Should be 2 or 3 under.
Now getting ready to tee
Very
off
close
on
here.
his par 3.
But look, that's what it is.
That looks like a 5-iron.
Come back down. Come on. Come on. A bit closer.
And about 16 feet left to go.
So at least not just the seems to get a little bit more. It's closer. It's important to pay attention to. And rough.
And, well, that's too bad. That's gone off the green.
I don't know what to say. I don't know what to say. I don't know where my game is. It's disappeared to. It's bad, but it is what it is. As I said, just keep going.
I think you'll like that. This looks like around a 4-footer, I'd say. That drops for bogey. And after that hole, he will go up to even par. And as we check the leaderboard, our leader currently is sitting at 25 under.
Right, okay. Try and play us a bit smarter now. Down there.
Appears to be heading for the fairway here.
Okay, that's perfect. So yeah, like I was saying, the last few weeks I've been spending an awful lot of time in the designer.
From here,
I was working on
190 yards.
my latest project, which was inspired by my dad and his hero. His hero being the late Severiano Ballesteros. Just like my father is, I mean, like like, talk about man crushes. Like, my father just absolutely idolized the man so much, and like he passed that on to me growing up. Just like anytime there was the opportunity to throw on a golf video, he'd throw it on. You know, you'd have what is that? Come on.
Looks like this one's heading for trouble.
He'd throw on like a video of the Republic or Island or
not enough club on that one,
so
unfortunately.
many of them. They were just incredible to watch. I remember when the Sevi documentary came out. It was just, oh man, like it was just so good to see how his childhood was, and you know how he became essentially. And what it took to become a golfer. And then towards the very end, they show how his age started to catch up with him, and when cancer and everything took a hold, that it just, it was so emotional. I mean, it brought me to tears. I mean, absolutely, I have no problem in saying that I shed a few tears towards the end of that. It was incredibly emotional.
He would stay.
And then you have the miracle at Medina.
At the scoreboard here, our current leader sitting at 25.
Sitting at home, my parents' house, watching it with the
happens on the
father.
13th hole here.
And I mean, just to be a part, like I felt like I was a part. I mean, I wasn't there, but just, I mean, I never witnessed golf like it, and I'm literally all inspired by the man that is, the man that was, I should say, Severiano Ballesteros.
Okay, this one's looking pretty good.
So yeah, my father gave me the idea to do the RCR, which is a course designed by Sevi Ballesteros. And I think why that stood out as a really good course to do was simply because of the time he won there back in 1993. My father talks about it every time he talks about, you know, these crazy shots that Sevi hit, like, you know, the one out of the car park at the British Open. There was one we saw. I actually got to see it. It was amazing. It was only a young fella. I think it was back in 2002? It was 2004. Sevi Trophy. He was on in Druids Glen, which is hosted the Irish Open a couple of times years before that. And he was playing Colin Montgomery in the singles. And you're on the 6th hole. And, you know, Sevi, as per usual, drove the ball. Countryman, he was way off the radar. Monty was down in the fairway.
This one's about 3 feet away.
Surprisingly, the shorter hitter.
And I went out
short. But the second shot was a little bit nice. You know, as Monty was, being very happy with himself, very proud of himself.
And setting up now on the 14th hole.
And then Sevi is literally in the thick stuff. I mean, it was up in the, like, just, no. It was such a bad place to be. It was unbelievable how far off the radar he was. He had like a 3/4 swing, he had trees in the way, he had just everything that could be bad about the shot in front of him was there, and he stuck it into about 10 feet. And I was just in awe of it. But there was this shot anyway, sorry, I went way off track there. And I went, I just pulled a bit of a Sevi there myself.
He's going through the branches here. Some unfortunate.
But 1983, anyway, he was playing the Swiss Open at RCR. He was 5 shots back, teeing up on the 13th hole, and ended up going on a run of 5 birdies in a row, so birdie 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, to put himself in the tie for the lead standing on the 18th tee. And what did Sevi do? He did what Sevi always does. He puts a country mile off the radar. It went so far right that it's just, there was no hope of like anything happening.
This one's about 10 feet from
gone. Billy Foster at the time was kind of, he's freaking out a little bit. He's there like, come on Sevi, just chip it out the side, chip it out the side. And then Sevi's just, I'm not even going to try and do an impression of Sevi, but if you can just imagine his Spanish
And that
accent.
par
He's just
putt
there like,
will drop.
I see a gap.
And
I
after
see a
that
gap.
hole, 1 under for the day.
And he's got this 8-foot
And
wall
now
in
teeing
front of him.
off on this par
It's,
4.
he's about 7 feet away from it. Billy Foster is just there, looking at him in awe, going, I'm like, this guy is absolutely nuts. Like he's for the birds. He's gonna hit the wall and he's gonna come back and he's gonna kill himself. I'm gonna lose my paycheck this week, and he's freaking because I'm assuming like the caddy's life isn't exactly all rosy, and
And this shot's looking
yeah,
promising.
he's there. Said he just turns to him, he's like, go get me a yardage, go get me a yardage, and he comes back and he's like, yeah, whatever, 140. Now it turns out the yardage was actually 120. That's needless to say. Anyway, you can tell Billy Foster was a bit annoyed with Seve at that stage, so he didn't care what yardage he gave him. But yeah, and Seve had to come over this 8-foot wall, through a gap in the trees, over a swimming pool, over 60-foot pine trees, put the ball just short of the green, and chipped it in for a birdie to win the Grand Tournament, which was just typical. Like, if you know,
an 8-iron.
if you had no idea who Seve was and turned around and showed you a load of videos of him, you just turn around and go, yeah, that's just typical. He hit the ball sideways,
Alright,
and
putter's coming out
but
now.
he'd
And this
always find a way to
for
put
the
it on
birdie.
the ball. Like Nick Price said it very well when he talked about Seve. He's like, you know, most tour players might have 10, 15 ways to shoot 65. Seve has about 10,000 ways to do it. And it was so true. So true. So that was kind of my inspiration for doing RCR.
2 under for the day.
It was mainly to do with my father's love for Seve.
And setting up on the 16th tee.
You know, I was really excited about doing it. I'm really, really delighted with how it's turned out. I hope you all enjoyed it. If you haven't checked it out, I urge you to do so, just to even give some feedback on it. And for anyone who plays in the World Tour, the RCR World Tour, you're going to be playing it pretty soon in a couple of weeks anyway, so you've got no choice.
And about 190 yards.
Like I said, I hope you enjoy it, and like I had such a great time making it, so I'm just hoping you have just as much fun playing it. So I suppose I took a break from commentating on my round because I was playing so bad. I didn't actually feel like I really wanted to commentate on it. I wasn't playing overly well, and we're now on the 16th hole. Still only 2 under. It's just been one of those rounds that it just hasn't clicked. There's really not much more to say about it than that. They happen. They suck, but like I said, they just happen. So we're going to try and see if we can rescue a few birdies.
Like
We've got
5-iron.
a late par 5 coming up on the 18th, and let's get some nice kick down. Come on. Where's that stick? Go on, get a bit of momentum. Come on. That's it. Go on, roll a bit further. Another foot.
Okay, he's on the
It's
green
not bad.
now.
I mean, we're pin high.
And this one's for birdie.
Testy putt though. 3 inches down. 13 feet to the pin. But yeah, I also promised myself that once I'd finished the Crown RCR, that I was gonna give myself a bit of a break. Just because I suppose I've committed so much time.
Oh my goodness.
I was going to break more towards the hole, but maybe I just hit it a bit too firm. Yeah, so I promised myself I was going to take a break from it, and yeah, I'm already itching to get going again. I've already decided on a project for the next time out, which is going to be the Majlis course at Emirates Golf Club, which is the home of Omega Dubai Desert Classic. So that was on just a couple of weeks ago at the European Tour. Haotong, is it Haotong? I'm going to go with it. Haotong Lee won by 1 shot over Rory McIlroy.
Number 17.
And it's been pretty much on there since 1989, as far as I'm aware. There was a couple of years where there wasn't a tournament on there, but essentially it's hosted the Desert Classic out there for the last nearly 30 years. So I'm looking forward to doing it the tough part of it is definitely going to be that background. I mean, if you haven't, you're not aware of the course, you haven't checked it out before, I definitely urge you to give it a look. I mean, it's an amazing looking course. Like the course itself, without the backdrop of Dubai, is absolutely outstanding. And you've just got all those skyscrapers and towers that you almost feel like if you watched the Desert Classic over the years, you kind of feel like they just appeared out of nowhere. It's like one year they weren't there, and the next year it's like, wow, okay, where did these come from? So yeah, I'm looking forward to that. It's going to be a fun. It's going to be a challenge, but a challenge I'm really looking forward to.
And I think he's going to like that.
Not stick today at all. But yeah, so that's the new project. Now
finishing this hole.
Solid. I'm planning on starting that straight away. I'm really itching to get going, but what I've decided to do is I've decided to hop back into Designer and take a look at the
and moving on to the 18th hole.
Some of the other courses that I had started on that never really got finished, and maybe ones that I wasn't good enough in the Designer at the time to really execute that well. So at the moment I'm actually taking a look at Ballybunion, which is a beautiful links course in County Kerry there on the southwest coast of Ireland. It's definitely one of the most popular links courses we have in the country. I'm really looking forward to getting back at that. The problem with that one the first time around was simply to do with errors and stuff like that. I was having an awful lot of errors at the very start it wasn't the start of everything, what am I saying? Just towards the finishing of it, that everything laid out had done like a first phase of sculpting on it. I just needed to go back and polish everything off, and just began having a few issues with errors and stuff cropping up on it, and it just made it impossible to complete. So now the game seems to have settled itself down a bit. The Designer looks is working a hell of a lot better. I'm kind of ready to go back and give it another go. Get in! There we go. The golf gods shine down on me for the 18th hole. Woo!
And with that, folks, our broadcast comes to an end.
Where do we finish?
Say goodbye to you.
Outside 11th, just outside the top 10. It was absolutely rubbish, and I hope you enjoyed every single bit of that rubbish round. But yeah, so just so I finish off what I was saying there. Yeah, so we're going to be going back into Ballybunion. That's going to be my little project. And I'm hoping that the Designer doesn't crash on me and stuff like that. So this is, fingers crossed that everything is going to be okay. So yeah, hopefully we'll have that in the next couple of weeks for you before I get started with the Emirates course. But here we go. Take a look at the leaderboard. That's who we have at the moment sitting on the top. Top 5 guys there within 5 shots. I mean, to be honest, I'm definitely not going to get anywhere near them with that kind of a round, but they're playing absolutely fantastic golf. Like you can see Hippies down there and Cram there, like they're both chasing me down for that number 1 spot at the moment. So I am shaking in my boots a little bit, as you can tell by that 67 compared to a 61 and a 63. Then you've Q's Hokie there, who's joined us kind of lately as well on 20 under par, and then CF Gibson there on minus 17 again, a new joiner to the tour. So the standard of golfers in the tour have really come up lately. Then you've Dave Priest there in tied 6th there with Loco Toro. Bradley there, who is the number 1 on TGC Tours, sitting there in tied 8. No, you'll see me on the next page. I know I'm at the bottom of the page there, but in a tie for 11 there with Mazzolini and Christian Barber. North 47, so that's Stephen, who's also on the team, is sitting there just a shot or 2 shots further back on 10 under par. So he's in a group of 4 there, 10 under par. Then we have we've Paul there and Mitch at 9 under par. Again, Mitch is in the running for one of those spots on the team, and Paul there is sitting in at number 4. So again, great to see these guys sitting inside the top 20. It's definitely a signs of good things to come when the guys are in form. Moving on down to the list then, Fosty 73, great performance so far. Faj Whackers there again. These guys are all in the hunt, so I mean, even if they don't make the team itself, I mean, they're showing some good form. So I mean, they're definitely, like, regardless, they're always going to be in consideration for a wild card position. Again, like a big group of players there. I mean, there's still like the top 40 is 3 under par. I mean, I mean, I just shot 4 under there, and to be honest, I don't think I did a whole pile wrong. My putting wasn't 100%, but I mean, when you think about it, could I have really shot much better out there? Maybe 2 or 3 shots. So, I mean, these guys here, like those are still some absolutely fantastic scores in from the guys sitting there top 40. So Collins 27 LFC was there. He's also in the run for a spot, so that's brilliant to see him there. He's joined the tour recently enough, so he's got a bit of work to do. Definitely, he knows that. But again, like you said, just show a bit of form. He's got 10 events to play, so it's all to play for really. So moving down again, we're still in the under par here, and we're still in inside the top 50. So absolutely fantastic players here. Okay, moving on to the list now. This will ever hurry up. So we have a couple of guys here again. Some of them are still midway through their second round. Haven't got there yet. So Thomas there, who's 2 over through his 5th hole in the second round. Again, very new to the tour. So be great to see him feature as well. Like he's definitely got plenty of time to pick up the pace a bit and kind of try and break inside that top 20, top 25. But yeah, I had loads of opportunities here. Like these guys are playing really well. Maybe not having the best of rounds this time around, but there's a couple of faces there that I recognise that are usually a bit higher up, but maybe just couldn't get the rub of the greens, just like myself. Ian Cook there again. I played a couple of rounds with him recently and playing very well. But we were chatting about it, and he was saying that he struggled a bit here. And to be honest, I can see why some of those pin positions were a bit tough, especially in round 2. Round 1 wasn't as bad. So I think in order to take advantage of that, you really needed to have that pinpoint accuracy, which obviously the guys sitting at the top of the leaderboard had, and the rest of us haven't really had the same kind of look so far. So again, yeah, moving through to top 80 players at the moment. We've actually had quite a substantial amount of players played their first 2 rounds already. Well, that's a very international looking page. How many? Just a couple of Germans that actually is there? Yeah, we've one American there. I was just looking there. That's it's very rare that we have a page that doesn't have any players from the US on it. But again, quite a few players there now that don't look familiar to me. So we've quite an influx of new players across coming in there. Some of them only starting their second round at the moment. So hopefully again, like they can improve on their first round and maybe position themselves a bit better, and hopefully come away with a decent prize winnings at the end of the week. So this is the second round. That's how far I've played into it at least. So we still have a couple of days left. I'm just going to pop back out here. So we're going to advance forward there. So at the moment I'm sitting in, it says tied 10th there, but I don't know, I think that's wrong. I'm pretty sure it was tied 11th when we last looked, unless someone decided to slip outside. So we're going to go into the Society Home. 136 players have started the tournament at least, with a couple of days to go. Yeah, we can see there it says ends in 1 day, but that's actually 2. So it's going to finish on Sunday morning. I'm hoping to play my 3rd round, maybe later on today, and then head into my 4th round tomorrow, which I'm going to record as well and do a bit of a score update at the very end. But that's it for me with regards to the USPGA. Now we have had 2 slight changes. I'm actually just going to go through them very quickly for you, just to the schedule itself. So I was just going to show you what's coming up over the next couple of weeks. So next week we have the Smurfit European Open, which it's an old tournament from the European Tour that I've brought forward. One I used to love going to as a kid. It was on the K Club. So it's Dunholm Manor here, but essentially that is the K Club itself. So that's next week. We also have in the latter end of next week, then we have the Northern Trust Open. So it's basically the start of our FedEx Cup run. That's going to be at Coeur-d'Alene Golf Club, which is a new RCR to TGC. So I'm really looking forward to getting on and playing that one again. Following up, then we're going to hop over to the European side. I'm going to play the British Masters at the Belfry. Tough course, that Belfry, I'll tell you that much. Whoever did it did a fantastic job on it, but it's one you want to have your wits about you on those greens. They're tough. They're very, very tough. But again, looking forward to it. So that's following on the next week, and then again the latter end of that week. Then again we'll be heading back across to the States for the Dell Tech Championship there, which is going to be at the Golf Club of Houston. So moving then towards the finer end of things, the BMW International Open, which normally would be a European Tour event. That is actually a European Tour event. I'm not saying normally, but it is. Didn't really have a course that I really wanted to go for with that. Not yet, at least. So I opted to throw in Michael Flood's new course there. Aces Are Wild, if you know him that way. So it's the Robert Trent Jones Golf Trail, and he's picked up Ross Bridge, which is absolutely fantastic course. Really looking forward to that tournament. Then again, back across the pond to the... Actually, it's not really back across the pond because Ross Bridge is in Alabama, but we'll forget about that. The BMW Championship on a Pinehurst number 2. Again, a beautiful golf course, but you can see that as we've moved towards the latter end of the season, when things are like the crunch is starting to come in, we've moved towards those tougher courses. So Pinehurst number 2 there for the BMW Championship. Then we've got 2 more events in the European Tour before we head across for the Tour Championship. So a brand new course. This is my own. I was talking about it earlier. That needs to be updated. I'm going to do that just after this, but it's going to be Crans RCR. We're going to play the OEM version, which is the Omega European Masters. So that's going to be on towards the end of this month. Then followed up, we're going to have the Alfred Dunhill Links at, you guessed it, St Andrews. So I figured there was no way we could go a season without playing St Andrews, so fitted it in here nicely. At the end of the season, that's going to run for a week long. So looking forward to that. And then we have the Tour Championship, which now you can see there over in our bank, we've got a nice little bit of summer money coming up. 104,000 coins. Pretty much the whole thing is going to be emptied, so I think I can only add 100,000 to it. So essentially whatever I can add into it, I'm going to add into it. So hopefully that'll be 100 and whatever thousand. If it's just a case that I can add 100,000, it's going to be 100,000. But the bank is going to be emptied for that event, which is why it's going to be such an important event for anybody who's looking to make that Ryder Cup team. You know, you could be a couple of 100 coins out from making it into the team. So that one could really help you cross the line on that. So yeah, that's it from me for the moment. I think I've yapped on enough over the last just under the last hour. So I hope you enjoyed watching me play absolutely horrendous golf. I know I thoroughly did. Again, like I said, I hope you enjoyed some of the updates that are coming. If you have any feedback or anything you'd love to see, maybe courses that I haven't played that you'd love to see play, as long as, of course, as they're actual real life courses, shoot them my way. I'd be delighted to take a look at them and include them next season. But yeah, that's it for me, guys. Hope you enjoyed it, and we'll speak to you next time.